Well, well, well. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no matter where you might be, out there in the big wide world. Welcome to the Ask Abroad live Google Hangout thingamajig, which we do every month. Good to see you, no matter where you might be, out there in the big wide world. Welcome. I've a lot of people in the comments. There's a little chat room that goes on before things happen, before this goes live, and I've been reading people saying, "Oh, is Chris going to come into this drunk? Is he going to drink alcohol?" No, I'm not going to be drunk. Look at this. This is coffee. It's 10 p.m., but it's been a long day. It's been a long week. And so rather than drinking some sort of alcoholic drink this evening to get in the mood, I am actually having coffee instead to try and wake up. God damn, look at all that swag, says Rookie Steps. What swag? Swag? What, a cheap desk and some post-it notes on a wall? Is that what counts as swag? Or are we talking about the merchandise? I've only just realised merchandise. Look at me. God, selling the dream. I must admit, this cycle is a good opportunity to flog some Abroad in Japan merchandise, which I haven't been pushing as much as I should have been recently. Probably should be on that. Anyway, welcome, guys. Where are you watching from? Let me know in the comments section. It's good to see some regular faces. Good to see some new people. We've had a good month this month. Lots of new faces on Patreon. I don't know why. I don't know why this month, in September in particular, we've had lots of new people. If you are new to Abroad in Japan Patreon, let us know, and let us know why. Well, what happened? What led to this? I don't know. I'm grateful. I'm delighted, ecstatic, but why? What happened in September? Maybe it was the 1 million subscriber thing. Maybe that did it. I don't know. Hi from Montreal, Canada. Good to see you. I was there just a few weeks ago. Lovely city. Better than I expected, or better than I remembered, actually. I've been to Montreal twice. The first time I went, it was all right, but there was a bridge that fell down. The day after we drove under this bridge, it just collapsed, and we were all really worried about that. And that kind of didn't paint Montreal in the best of lights. But I went back again this summer. Absolutely loved it. Such a cool city. The French culture mixed with the English culture is just so awesome and so unique. So that was cool. Aomori City, nice one. Nice up there. The temperature's just going down, so it's perfect at the moment. Netherlands, sadly just came back from Japan, says Karim. I hope you had a good time, Karim. And welcome back to the Netherlands. Kentucky, Tallinn, North Carolina, Ontario. I'm new, says Alon, and I'm from London. Hello, Alon. Why are you new? Why did you sign up to Abroad Japan Patreon? I'm keen. I signed up to Patreon today, Chris, to support you, says Snaggletooth. Thanks, mate. I'm delighted. Thank you for your support, guys. But why? Let me know why. I think it's either the 1 million subscriber thing, or maybe the recent video, 6 Things I Learned in Japan, must have kind of resonated with people or made them feel good or something. Or maybe, as Gabriel says, I joined Patreon to support your cycle. So excited for your trip. Me too, Gabriel. Me too. I'm excited and scared, and I can't believe in 1 week it's all going to happen. I genuinely can't believe it. That might be a bad thing. Like, I probably should believe it because it's a pretty big deal. But if things go according to plan, the next month is going to be the biggest month ever for me, or the worst month if it all goes wrong. It's kind of a mixed bag. If the cycle goes well, this could be it. This could be the whole new level of things. But if it goes horribly wrong, if I crash, if for whatever reason it's just a disaster, then yeah, it could be the downfall of everything. So naturally my stress levels have gone up a little bit recently. To get over my stress levels, I did buy myself a new present today, and that new present is the stupidly glamorous iPhone XS thingamajig. Here you go, iPhone XS. I must admit, I like Apple, but I'm not a big fan of how much these phones cost or whatever. But it's going to be really good for the cycle. I actually upgraded because my contract ran out, and I also thought if you're going to be on like a cycle every day for 2 months, it might make sense to have a good kind of camera that I can pull out, and this has got a really good camera. So that's the main reason I got the iPhone 10. So yes, should be able to get some nice Instagram snaps and do some nice live shows off of this. Also got 20 gigs of data. Worst thing though, in Japan, guys, if you do come to Japan and you end up getting a phone contract, it takes 2.5 fucking hours. I don't know how long it takes in your country, in Australia or Canada or America, or I know how long it takes in England. It takes 20 minutes in phone. It takes 20 minutes in phone. It takes 20 minutes in England to walk into a shop, get a phone contract and walk out with your new iPhone. In Japan, 2.5 hours of shit. And yeah, that's another reason I need the coffee, because that really took it out of me. Like it was a brutal 2.5 hours. Anyway, what we got going on? I'm watching from humid Florida. I know how that feels. It's been a hell of a humid summer here. I'm new. Why did I join Patreon? Your videos happened to come up on my feed, and then I happened to binge your videos, which helped my mental state whilst I was going through some personal crap. That's awesome. I get that a lot. I think a lot of people who support Abroad in Japan on Patreon, or just support the channel in general, the videos kind of help them in some way, which is great. You know, if the videos entertain you, make you happy, then we've done something right. So thanks, Alom, and thanks for your support. Had a miso curry milk ramen today. It was pretty good. It says Resinese, how to pronounce that? Miso curry milk ramen. Yes, Aomori City. It kind of works, doesn't it? What was your verdict on miso curry milk ramen? It's kind of a hit or miss, isn't it? Where's Natsuki? Natsuki is running his beauty salon. Apparently, Natsuki's starting a new business. For those of you that don't know, Natsuki are our most popular guy on the channel and the star of Natsuki the movie, as well as having his beauty salon, which we're going to be filming in for the start of the cycle next week. He's also trying to start some sort of teeth whitening business. Natsuki is the sort of person who's like this wheeling, dealing, crazy character who's real, of course. And he came to me the other day and just said, I'm setting up a new business next month. And I was like, oh, that's great, Natsuki. Are you going to be doing something in the beauty, health and beauty fashion industry that you already operate in? And he said, well, I'm going to be doing teeth whitening, self-teeth whitening. Apparently, it's a big new thing in Japan or Asia at the moment, where you go into a shop, they give you the equipment to whiten your own teeth, and then you do it. You whiten your teeth. I could do with that. That would be great for me. But it all sounds a bit weird. I don't know. Have you heard of this? Because I certainly haven't. Maybe Natsuki's onto something. Maybe Natsuki could be the next Japanese billionaire. Who knows? I feel like I'm being a little bit optimistic there. But anyway, fair play to him. I remember that bridge going down in Montreal, says Elise. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Yeah, it must have been a big deal. It felt completely by luck that I fell upon the channel. The videos inspired me, so I decided to support you. That's great. That's awesome. Chris, are you going to stream the cycle trip on Twitch, says AJ Fox. We're not going to stream it on Twitch, probably, but we will do live streams on Instagram and YouTube. If we get, we should be doing it on YouTube and Instagram. It makes more sense, I think, as opposed to Twitch. Like, I haven't really got anything going on Twitch at the moment. It would be a bit weird to just start it whilst doing the cycle. Or maybe it would make a lot of sense. I don't know. But yeah, it'll probably be just Instagram and YouTube. Stick to what we know already. Don't cycle and text, says Zachary. I won't. Don't worry. In the last video, for those of you that've seen the last video, I cycled around a lake in Mount Fuji with my friend Charla, and there were bits of that where I was holding like a GoPro and a gimbal. It's fucking dangerous. I realised quickly that that's not going to happen on the cycle, but I've got a little attachment where you put the GoPro here, somewhere around here, and it kind of goes like that. It's like a little parrot on your fucking shoulder. So I'll be cycling around for a month and a half with like a parrot GoPro thing on my shoulder, which is much safer than holding the fucking thing. America, it takes 10 minutes to go in and get a phone. Yeah, perfect. Japanese have a lot to learn about stuff. The thing is, in Japan, they give you lots of free crap you don't really want or need. So you go in and you get the phone, and that takes like the first hour, and then the second hour, it's like, what do you want with your phone? Do you want the free green tea? Do you want this little SD card? Do you want these glasses? And you're like, what the fuck have any of these things got to do with a phone? Just give me the phone. I want to get out now and go and do something productive. No, you've got to choose. Do you want the green tea or the Smarties? It's like, fucking give me the phone. God, Japan, too much free stuff. Will there be any Patreon-only special content during the cycling? Yes, there will be behind-the-scenes vlogs, like we've normally got, but much more frequent as well, given that we'll be doing it every day. Yeah, there will be behind-the-scenes stuff going on Patreon, as well as this live show will happen somewhere at some point, hopefully with someone like Pete Donaldson or Natsuki or Ryotaro or Charlotte. Maybe we could do several of them, actually. Like, there's no reason we can't do a few of them. I don't know. Who would you like to see on the live show out of like Ryotaro, Pete Donaldson, Sharla. Those are some of the three I can think of. But who would you like to see? It'd be good to see Pete in face form, given that we only hear him on the podcast. It'd be nice to put a face to the voice, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be quite cool. But there's no reason we can't get more than one person, and it's just a case of making sure we have good enough internet connection, which we've had problems with in the past. So if we can get around that, we're laughing. 7 out of 10 on the curry miso ramen. There you go. I agree. It is a 7 out of 10. But if any of you do go to Aomori City, do get the famous, unique curry miso ramen milk thing. It's a really nice dish. If you watch my video, 6 dishes you must try in Aomori, it's on there and it's worth checking out. It's like the famous dish of Aomori. The milk is just the butter they put on the top, really. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Natsuki is Japan's answer to Alan Sugar. Well, I don't know. Alan Sugar, British billionaire worth, well, he's not a billionaire. British guy worth $800 million, £800 million. Natsuki, Japanese man worth probably $400,000. I don't think it's a good comparison personally, but maybe he will be Alan Sugar. Maybe he will be a successful entrepreneur. Just we're still at the early phase of his life. So, what does Risotto do? He seems like a rich Asian businessman. He is. I don't know if he's rich. He's well off, I think, but he's certainly an Asian businessman. He's a consultant, travel consultant. He turns up to Japanese businesses and teaches them how to interact with foreigners, because most Japanese businesses don't know how to interact with foreigners other than complimenting them on how to use fucking chopsticks. So he kind of he goes into a company and teaches the staff how to use the bit of English they already know, because most Japanese people know a bit of English, right? They're not. They know a bit. They know enough to get the job done. And Ryotaro goes into a business, stands before 40, 50 staff and teaches them how to use what they know, and try and engage and interact with foreign customers in a fun way. So he's pretty good at it as well, actually. Credit where it's due. He's a good presenter. So yeah, that's what Risotto does. Will you be sleeping in a tent or renting a room during the trip? I could assure you I will not be sleeping in a tent unless there's some sort of emergency situation. I will be in a hotel the whole time, which is good. Yeah, I mean, in some ways, yeah, the cycle's going to be hard, right? We've got 2,000 kilometers, average of about 60 kilometers a day or so, which I think I could do personally. Famous last words. But we've got 60 kilometers a day, and then we stop at a hotel, stay there the night, and then we've got to quickly edit all the stuff we filmed during the day and then put that out the next day. So it's a bit of a challenge, and I thought it'd be a lot easier to do that if we weren't in a tent. So yes, yeah, I mean I'm going to be open about the fact in the cycle series that I've got a team. I've got a really cool guy called Ian, who's the project manager, who's kind of managing the people in the crew. We've got a cameraman who's going to change, but it'll often be my friend Chris Okano or someone else. And we've got an editor who's probably going to be this awesome Chinese guy called Wenbin. So we've got at least 3 people at any one time in a car joining along the trip at some point, and they're going to help me film and edit. But as I said in the Patreon vlog the other day, the recent lake video, and I'm keen to hear your thoughts on this, of course. The recent lake video, whilst it was fun and it was very slick, it was very well produced, I think, it did feel like there was some sort of distance between myself and the viewer, right? I think that's because we had the cameraman using a very nice gimbal camera, and there was a real sense of distance a lot of the time, which I didn't like. Maybe I'm being paranoid there, maybe I'm exaggerating, but keen to hear what you think on that. Don't know. But for the cycle, I realized that I'm going to have to film myself a lot more intimately. Like, I'm going to carry the camera around. If I'm walking around, I'll carry the camera, I'll put it down in the room, I'll talk to the camera. I'll have the camera mounted somewhere while I'm on the bike so I can talk. So hopefully, you know, it'll be a lot more dynamic and a lot more personal. So it'll feel like, rather than watching me through a lens and being over there, you're kind of here. You're not there, you're here, right here. Maybe that's too close, I don't know. But that's the plan. So if you've seen vlogs like Casey Neistat, it'll be a bit more like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Don't know. Keen to hear your thoughts. As to who you would like to see on the live show, you've said Pete Donaldson, Pete, Pete and Charlotte, greedy now. Pete, Risotto, Pete versus Charlotte. Pete versus Charlotte. What would that entail? Maybe get both of them then. Natsuki and Risotto. I would like to see a candid risotto, says Debbie. Yeah, I don't what candid risotto. Sounds like some sort of dish sounds like some sort of brand of risotto dish. Candid risotto. Yeah, there's no reason we can't get more than one person on the live show. So I'm just going to turn the aircon up. It is hot in here. Go on, do things. Come on. Yes. No. Fuck. I missed the. There we go. Done. Cool. I remember. What's this? Okay. Will you do any challenges? Says Matthias. Yeah. So I've been thinking this through. How to make the cycle good and fun and cool. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get everybody who's watching to send in like a challenge every day in the comments. They'll do like a hashtag saying like challenge abroad, and they'll write some kind of crazy idea like you've got to go and I don't know, go and fight someone, or you've got to go and jump on a roof. I don't know, fucking any crazy idea you can think of. You'll let us know, and then we'll get the team in the car to look through the best 5 or 6, write them down, put them in a little capsule, like the Gachapon Japanese capsule toys. Put it in a little capsule machine that we've got, and then every day I'll twist it, pull out one, and then I'll do that challenge for better or worse. And that's how it works. Every single day, we should have some sort of interesting challenge sent in by viewers. And I think that'll make it quite fun. It is entirely dependent on what challenges people come up with. I dread to think. I'm pretty scared, I won't lie. But yeah, I think it'll make it quite fun. And it'll certainly push me to the edge. And it could certainly lead to me getting deported if we pick the wrong challenges. But anyway, I don't think it'll be on the level of Logan Paul. I hope not, anyway. And of course, I'll be reading out comments and questions as well every day. I'll have like a little 1-minute segment every day where I'm like reading comments sent in by like you guys, and I think that'd be quite fun. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of interaction. Like it's going to be something I've never really done before, but I think I can probably pull it off as long as I've got coffee with me. As long as I've got at least 3 to 4 coffees with me every single day, I think we can get anything done. Definitely. How many chairs does Risotto have? He has a lot of chairs. Too many chairs. At least 10. You should do a tandem bike with Risotto. No fucking way. People already think Risotto and I are in some sort of kind of weird relationship together, which I don't understand how that would work given everything. No, I'm not going to do a tandem bike with Risotto at all. I'd love to work with Risotto. I love working in the travel industry, says Adam. Well, he's always looking for good people to hire. You never know your luck. Are there any local festivals you'll hit upon on the cycle trip, says Zachary? That I don't know. That's a very good point, though. We're still playing it by ear. We've actually got the route mapped out pretty accurately, which I will put that on Patreon. I'll make that public on Patreon sometime this week. Certainly, if any of you are in Japan and you think you can cross paths with us, then do let us know. Like, I would love to meet anyone. I'd love to meet any of you guys on the cycle. And if you want, we can even put you in the vlog. That'd be quite funny as well. So if you can kind of match our route and meet us at some point, then we can definitely hang out and try and put you in the vlog. I think that'd be quite fun. So yeah. I like the latest video. Really nice production quality. The drone was 10 out of 10. The drone was good. I love that fucking drone. The recent video did feel more like a TV show than a YouTube video, says Jennifer. And I have to say, I agree with you. I prefer a little bit more of a personal touch with YouTube. Yeah, I agree. I think the TV show vibe is good for if you're doing a travel documentary style thing, right? But on a YouTube channel, I think with YouTube, it's a lot more about being personal. That's what I'd like to do. So yeah, so that's a good point. I do agree with you though, says Adam. You do need something more personal. That's what the channel was built on, eh? Yes, it was. Yeah, I forget that. I forget how things have changed since the beginning. If you go back 5 years, it was just me putting a camera on a tripod, sticking it in front of me, and talking about something. Whereas now we've got drones, we've got cameramen, we've got GoPro stuff. You know, it's come a long way, I guess, but it's important not to lose that personal touch. I think that's what makes this channel special. You know, there are quite a few nice, slick, well-made channels about Japan, but I think the reason we do so well is because it is a bit more personal. Not just me, but certainly people like Natsuki or Ryotaro. You know, I think there's a nice personal touch, and I'd be ashamed to lose that. I'm going to Japan in November. Are there any good pocket Wi-Fis that you recommend, Chris, or anything that can help in my first trip? I'm not that good with pocket Wi-Fi. I don't know my stuff. Pete Donaldson does. But what I would say is just you can turn up at like Narita Airport and just get one off like from the shop, and that's the best way. Or you can just rent a SIM card or buy a SIM card with like 2 to 5 gigabytes of data for about 2,000 yen, $20 to $30. So that's what most of my friends do. They just get a SIM card. Yeah. Bogdan says, it depends how you want to present your cycle trip, as a personal vlog or a project. If a vlog, then of course it should be first-person videos. If a project, then it needs to be great quality videos. Yes. Fran thinks the Gachapon idea is a great idea for the challenges. Juno Water says, having John Daub appear would be great. He knows a thing or two about traveling around Japan and live streaming. He does, doesn't he? Yeah, John Daub of Only in Japan YouTube channel. He's a nice guy. I don't know if our chemistry would be that good on camera, though. Maybe it would be. I don't know. But we've only met once, John Daub and I, and we got on all right. But like, I think he's more like a TV presenter, and he's great at what he does on Only in Japan. Really good channel if you want to learn about stuff in Japan. But yeah, he's more of a TV presenter, I think. Whereas I'm more a vlogger guy, for better or worse. Yeah, get Ken Watanabe to do a cameo on the cycle, says Fran. Yeah, that'll be easy. If somebody has connections to Ken Watanabe, help me out here. Help me out. But yeah, so we've got some questions sent in by you guys and people that couldn't make it today. So I'm going to answer those. I asked you guys to send in some questions and also ideas you have for improving the trip. Matt, no surnames, just Matt. Matt says, are assistant language teachers expected to participate in club activities? Did you work with any school clubs when you were teaching? Yeah, if you ever end up as an assistant language teacher in Japan, it's a given that you will be doing the English language club, like the English club after school. And it was really awkward. Like when I was working as an English teacher, I remember the English club, just every year, less and less students would sign up to the English club. It's kind of seen like a last resort. And yeah, and I just remember the English club just got worse and worse. I don't know if that was just me or maybe we didn't sell it well enough, but yeah, you will be doing English club, and it wasn't that fun. The students were great, but neither I wanted to be there. The students didn't really want to be there either. They wanted to go home, and the teachers couldn't be bothered. So it always felt like English club was a little bit shit. Well, I tried. I did my best. Alexander says, when speaking Japanese, do you have to translate everything in your head, or do you just think in Japanese? And his idea to improve the cycle is a vending machine feature where you show and rate every vending machine that you use on the journey. Well, given that most vending machines in Japan are the same, usually just some sort of generic drinks vending machine, I don't think that'll be that fun, but we'll try. Certainly the pizza vending machine from the latest podcast, going to do that. Going to try and get that in Hiroshima. There's no doubt about that. If there's one vending machine we have to see on the cycle, it's going to be the pizza vending machine. And apparently one of our listeners has used the pizza vending machine as well in Hiroshima, and they said it was all right, but there wasn't enough tomato sauce. So there you go. As for me, do I translate Japanese in my head, or do I think in Japanese? I think it depends what I'm talking about. Like when it comes to using Japanese, if it's just everyday simple conversation, then I don't really have to think. It's, you know, I can just speak fine. If it's something more complicated, then it does take a little bit more time sometimes. But generally, I don't translate. What you find with people who are better than I am at Japanese, you tend to find that rather than go from English and translate into Japanese, you kind of have two separate languages, almost like two personalities. And you find that, like if you take Ryotaro, really good example. His Japanese personality is pretty different from his English personality. When he speaks English, he's very confident, a little bit cocky, sarcastic. He swears a heck of a lot. Whereas in Japanese, he's a lot more polite, a lot more kind of humble, and yeah, he's like a whole different character. So I feel like the real Ryotaro for me is his English persona to some extent, because in Japan, you often don't let your real thoughts out. You know, you kind of keep a lot in to yourself. So yeah, with Japanese and English, or with Japanese in your native language, you'll find that they're a lot more separate, and it's like having two personalities. I don't know if any of you guys speak Japanese. What do you think about that? Quite keen to hear your thoughts there. Episode of Chris and Ryotaro cycling on tandem bike in the Japanese countryside, with Ryotaro laughing and making funny noises whilst Chris complains about not having his second morning coffee. I think we've already done that, actually. That sounds rather familiar, apart from the tandem bike. But I tend to be whinging about not having my second morning coffee in most travel videos with Ryotaro. That's because when I travel with Ryotaro, if you ever travel with Ryotaro, you'll find he has to wake you up at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and it sucks. He's really annoying. Every morning, gets up so damn early. Patreon, we must all tweet Ken Watanabe to meet Chris, says Adam. Yes, everybody here do that and see if Ken Watanabe gets back to you, but he won't. Every month, at least, I'd say at least 3 or 4 people, and this isn't a lie, every single month, at least 3 or 4 people message me with a photo of them with Ken Watanabe somewhere. It's usually in London, because at the moment Ken Watanabe is actually performing in London. And they go out and they meet him afterwards, and they're like, yeah, Ken, let's have a photo. And they're like, ha, ha, ha. Now I'm going to send it to Chris and annoy him. So damn you. If you've met Ken Watanabe and I haven't, fuck you. That's a bit harsh. No, well done. If you've met Ken Watanabe, you deserve a free coffee. Well done. Will the podcast continue during the cycle, says Zachary? Yeah, it will. We've actually, Pete and I tend to film the podcasts a little bit in advance, or a little bit, yeah. We've actually got the next kind of 3 or 4 podcasts already recorded and ready to go. And on the cycle, the first few weeks, we've got the podcast done. And then when Pete and I meet up and cycle together, we're going to kind of do some podcasts there and then. And interestingly, for these podcasts, as well as having them uploaded, we'll also have a video, which I'll probably put on the second long lost, forgotten Abroad in Japan channel. I can't even remember what it was called. Abroad Perspective, that's what it was called. We actually film ourselves talking, Pete and I, about something, and then we'll upload the footage to Abroad Perspective, so you can watch it for the first time. You can watch our podcasts and also listen to it. So that'd be really fun. So yes, there will be podcasts, and it should be really fun and cool and awesome, providing Pete doesn't die on the cycle. I am genuinely worried, especially as Pete is going to Zimbabwe next week for a charity, some sort of charity program. And yeah, there's a cholera outbreak in Zimbabwe at the moment. So I hope Pete doesn't get cholera, because that wouldn't be good. And I don't think he'd be allowed in Japan. I don't think he'd be allowed in Japan either. So yeah, but that would be the least of his worries if he did get cholera. And we did talk about that in the next podcast, so you can look forward to that. Chris, have you ever experienced getting on a train in rural Japan with no ticket machine or person there manning the station? No, I've never experienced that. I don't think that exists. I think there's always someone there. And if there isn't, you just get a ticket on the train. There'll be like a guy coming around and he'll talk to you. So if that happens, don't worry. But I've never heard of a place in Japan where you can get that. I bought your For Fuck's Sake t-shirt. Is there any way you can autograph it? Says Snaggletooth75. Yeah, if you meet us on the cycle, if you see us on the cycle or just anywhere in Japan, then I could just do it. I bumped into a guy, he might be a patron, I don't think so, but I bumped into a guy in a Don Quixote, the kind of crazy department store in Japan, in Shibuya about 2-3 weeks ago. And usually if someone bumps into me and they recognize me and we have a little conversation, they want a photo, right? You know, it's quite cool. I'm fine with that. If you bump into me, you've got a guaranteed photo, providing I'm not in a really bad mood or drunk. But if you meet me, I'll take a photo with you. This guy wanted me to sign like his clothes or his stomach or something. It was all rather bizarre. I've never had that. And we spent at least 3 minutes wandering around a shop in Shibuya in Don Quixote trying to find a pen so I could sign his body or sign his something. Eventually, I got the pen, and then he changed his mind and took the photo anyway. Thank fuck. But if you ever do bump into me, I won't sign your body. I might sign your shirt, but you'll certainly get a good photo out of it. And you can hold me to that. You can quote me on that. Oh, the wacky world of YouTube. Jonathan says, is there anything in Japan you've always wanted to see or do but never had the chance, never had the chance, and you're going to try and do it on the cycle? And his idea to improve the cycle is it would be nice to hear a little commentary each day or so about how the cycle is going and how you feel it's changing you compared to before you started the cycle. That's quite a good idea. We are going to do that every day of the cycle. We're going to post the number of kilometers we've cycled and how much. Yeah, I think that's basically what I'm going to do. And maybe I'll do a before and after, the start and end of the cycle. Hopefully, if I have lost weight, it'll be visually noticeable by the end of the cycle. Fingers crossed. But yeah. Oh, is there anything in Japan that I wanted to see or do? Yes, I want to see Kagoshima. Kagoshima, which is the city that we're aiming for at the last day of the trip, sometime around November 19th, I think. We're going to be in Kagoshima. Hopefully Natsuki will be there at the finishing line. But the reason Kagoshima is so popular is there's a volcano just out to sea, and the city kind of overlooks this bay with this volcano in the middle. And it looks incredible. And it's the volcano, if you like your James Bond, like I do, it's the volcano from You Only Live Twice, where the villain's lair is inside. So that'd be quite cool. I've always wanted to go there because of that. So Kagoshima, Himeji Castle, I really wanted to see that. One of Japan's most famous castles. It's in between Kobe and Hiroshima, or it's quite near Kobe. And I'll be going there with Ryotaro. And Ryotaro has never been there either, so he's excited about that. And the last thing I've wanted to do is go to the city of Kanazawa, which is going to be on the second or third week of the cycle before I meet Pete. So I'm really excited to go there. It's supposed to be a beautiful city. So yeah, those are 3 things that I'm looking forward to doing. How long does it actually take to make a podcast, says Marcin. Do you do research on topics, make up jokes, and edit the podcast later? Basically, with the podcast, I sit down about a day before the podcast or in the run-up to the podcast in the morning. We always record in the evening because Pete is in London. I'm sat right here in this seat doing this, basically, with a microphone here. And so I have to do it in the evening. And in the morning, I research a topic or I look at what trends are going on in the media, in the news. I'll quickly write down some stuff. In the most recent one that we filmed yesterday or the day before yesterday, we talked about Elon Musk and Yusuke Maezawa, the Japanese billionaire who's going to go on a SpaceX rocket to the moon in sometime in the next 5 years. So we talked about that. But yeah, no, we research a topic. I pick out some interesting questions or comments sent in by listeners on the like inbox, and yeah, basically do it there and then. But it's all spontaneous. There is no editing, and that's what makes it so scary, because when you go from making a video where you edit stuff right, where you can redo it if it didn't work, if the joke was awkward or if your intonation was off, you can redo it. But with a podcast, you can't. There's only one shot at it. And so for the longest time when I was doing the podcast, I was nervous, but now I really enjoy it. It's really fun. It's really nice to have just a free flowing conversation where you could bounce ideas off one another. And I feel really lucky to have Pete, right? It wouldn't work. The podcast just would not work if it was me alone in the room. Like, it needs somebody else, and Pete is amazing at it. Yeah, good question. I love the Natsuki drinking video on A Broad Perspective. Yeah, so do I. So do I, Fran. The long forgotten video. If you've never seen A Broad Perspective, go on YouTube after this, type in A Broad Perspective. It's like the secret Abroad in Japan channel. And I must admit, looking back at it, there's pretty good videos on there. There's at least 2 good videos on there, both containing Natsuki. One of them's a drinking game called The World's Worst Drinking Game or something. And no, the worst drinking game ever. And it was, to be fair. And you can witness Natsuki and I drinking just these horrible drinks and things rapidly getting out of control. And then there was another video with Natsuki again. 2 videos with Natsuki actually. So go on there. There's loads of videos with Natsuki on there. It's a really good channel. So a broad perspective, the forgotten secret, like treasure trove of content that not many people know about. Have a look. Which will come alive with the impending cycle. If someone wants an autograph, says Zachary, they should be carrying a pen. Korewa pen desu. Yes, absolutely, definitely. And they should use that phrase. If you meet me and you want an autograph with a pen, and you bring out the pen, please look at me and say, Korewa pen desu, which means this is a pen, basically. And I will be so excited, and I will sign anything you want because I'll be so fucking happy that you've used that phrase, that groundbreaking phrase. When Natsuki went to the UK in Natsuki the movie, did he meet your family? Says Snaggletooth. He did meet my family, and they got on quite well. My family love Natsuki and his wife. They made a good impression, shall we say? Yeah, Natsuki gets on well with everyone actually, and my family think he's a really nice, kind of relaxed, laid-back guy because he just speaks his mind and he says wacky and ridiculous things. So my family enjoy having him there. The first time he came over. He came over to my house in 2014 for Christmas, actually, with his wife, just for 1 week, and it was a holiday. And they came over for Christmas, and it was really nice. Just my family sat around with Natsuki and his wife. I must admit, it probably looked a bit weird because back then I was 24 years old, and I've just invited my 42-year-old Japanese friend and his wife over for a week. Bit weird in hindsight, but I guess as you get older, you realise that. When it comes to relationships and friendships, age doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was a really nice time. My family really liked him, and my friends. Everyone loves Natsuki. Don't forget, people, it's the Abroad in Japan podcast at gmail.com. It just rolls off the tongue. Absolutely. If you want to send me, if you do ever want a comment or question answered on the podcast, just go to Abroad in Japan podcast at gmail.com and put in the subject heading like I support you on Patreon, and you've probably got a much better chance of your question getting read out. One of the perks of being a Patreon supporter, well, of live shows and vlogs and things. This is good coffee. It's nearly done. I need another coffee, really. No, I shouldn't have another coffee. Not this time. I won't sleep, will I? I haven't forgotten about a Broad Perspective channel. Good. That'd be a tragedy. Apparently, there's a typhoon coming. I think tomorrow or Monday. Lots of people have been messaging me on Twitter, and a few people on Patreon have said, "Be careful. There's a typhoon coming." And truthfully, typhoons, they're bad. Like the recent one we had in Osaka and the south, it actually people died, incredible damage done, but when it gets to here, when it travels up North Japan, it's kind of gone. It's fizzled out. And when it got here, we just had lots of rain, and it was a little bit windy. But apparently, there's another one coming, and I'm really worried that we're going to get a fucking typhoon on the cycle. I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I'll fucking turn into Mary Poppins or something and be blown away. I mean, that could be quite fun, to be honest. It could be a good vlog. In fact, yeah, actually, it could be quite an interesting vlog, right? Just me shacked up in some hotel with like a bloody typhoon tearing everything apart. Yeah, could be interesting, but hopefully that doesn't happen. And yeah, don't worry. Whenever a disaster happens, usually I'm not affected. Somehow I'm always far away from it for now. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Yeah. But it's been a bad year for Japan and disasters, admittedly, with the floods, then the earthquake in Osaka, then the earthquake in Hokkaido, which did affect our video, actually. Ryota and I were going to go to Hokkaido to make a video, and the bullet train, which travels underwater between Honshu and Hokkaido, it was closed. It was cancelled because they had to check the tracks to make sure they hadn't been affected by the earthquake. So that that did affect us, but not badly. And I did get some of you guys, I got some viewers sending me comments and messages saying that they were stuck in Sapporo and places in Hokkaido, and they had like no running water, no electricity. I mean, I don't know how I would survive without electricity. I get sad and scared when there's no Wi-Fi, let alone any bloody electricity or running water. So yeah, it's kind of a scary thought. And I was talking to Ryotaro the other day about when there was the tsunami back in 2011, the tsunami, and this whole area that I'm in now, there was no running water. I don't think there was electricity for a few days. They had no water for like a week, and I just sounds incredibly terrifying. There was apparently there are these water trucks that go around and deliver water to your house, and I just don't know how that would work in a city like Sendai where you've got 1.2 million people. How many fucking trucks full of water do you need to, you know, supply people? So it's a bit scary, but don't ever let the disasters and things that are going on in Japan, don't let them put you off traveling here. I think that'll be the greatest tragedy of all. And in fact, the problem at the moment with Hokkaido is a lot of people have cancelled their holidays, and they've estimated that Hokkaido could lose somewhere in the region of $200 million worth of income from tourists from Asia and the West who have cancelled their holidays. So whilst Hokkaido has recovered from the recent earthquake and things are back to normal, the ramifications this year have been pretty severe. A budget loss of $200 million is pretty sad. So don't cancel your holiday. You will be all right. The only thing that would cause me to not tell you to come here is if there was another super mega earthquake like the one in 2011, if a volcano like Mount Fuji erupted, which would fuck everything, and that would be terrifying. And it could happen. Or if there was some sort of another nuclear disaster, that would be bad. But other than that, or Godzilla, I mean, that would be pretty fucking shit as well. Yeah, other than that, I would say don't worry about it. Don't let it factor in. Yeah. The damage in Kyoto was crazy to see, says Resinice. Was it? Did you saw damage in Kyoto from the earthquake? Like, yeah, I mean, that must be bad, right? To somewhere like Kyoto with all those temples. God, I dread to think. Kansai Airport was practically annexed from Japan, says John. Yes, yeah. All the flights, of course, when there was flooding in Osaka a few weeks ago with the tornado, Kansai International Airport, which is in the bay, Osaka Bay, yeah, it was basically underwater. It's terrifying if you look at the footage. And the bridge that connects Kansai Airport to the mainland, which is about 2 or 3 miles long, some fucking boat, some sort of oil tanker crashed into it and the whole bridge came down. So, pretty worrying stuff. And I dread to think anybody who ended up at that airport can't have been fun. There were some people that were trapped in the airport as well. So, crikey. On another, just switching the tone up a bit, Marcine says, are you naturally funny or did you have to learn it? I love your delivery. Your intonation's just perfect most of the time. How do you go about learning how to be funny on camera? I don't think I'm funny. I don't know. If I'm funny, great. Don't know. I think a lot of I think I'm probably more entertaining to non-British people because I think British people, I think the humour is quite good in the UK, just naturally. Like if you watch British TV, it's quite sarcastic and cynical. And it's quite different from North American humour, I think. So I've got that on my side. But I don't know. I don't think I'm naturally funny. Don't know. But if I am funny, great. I'll take it. And I'm definitely, that's something I'm looking to try and be on the cycle. Try and be entertaining and funny. That'd be exciting and a nice, exciting challenge in itself. Canada loves your humour, says Matthew. Me personally, does Canada love my humour, or are we just talking about British humour? Probably British humour. Whilst shopping for TV, I wanted to test out 4K. I thought I'll put Chris's Fuji video on. It was beautiful quality. Took a photo of your face on screen in the middle of a branch of Curry's PC Wells, says Deco Code. Brilliant. That's long been my dream. I often get people send me like really scary photos. There was one on Twitter the other day of like my face on some ramen shop television in Vancouver. Happens like every month. It's really scary. For some reason, I don't know why. If you're somebody who has a Japanese restaurant, maybe you're selling ramen, tempura, sushi or something, and you've got a screen on, I don't really know why you'd want my face on there, because it's no, like you can have like a nice picture of like some fish or some tempura or like some wagyu beef. Why the fuck would you want my face just looking like like over your dinner? Like it happens every month. Yeah, it's I don't get it, but I'll take that. That's great. Hopefully, Mr. Deco Code, uh, nice name. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully that led to more subscribers. One can only dream that it did. If you ever find yourself, ladies and gentlemen, in a shop, in an electronic shop, please do feel free to put Abroad in Japan on and just leave it running. I could take all the subscribers I can need, or I could take all the subscribers I can get, to be honest. Are there places in Japan that are a bit safer to live in for natural disasters, says Elise? Yes, there are. I think in terms of natural disasters, one of the safest places is Tokyo, and also the west coast of Japan, where I used to live in Sakata. On the west coast, there's not much going on there in terms of earthquakes. It's usually this side, and that's because the plate between Japan, I can't remember the name of the plate, the plate, Pacific plate, and the Japanese, Asian, Eurasian plate. It's down the eastern coast of Japan, so this side tends to get well and truly fucked, whilst the other side of Japan is fine. So if you want to be safe, go on that side of Japan, and nothing could ever go wrong. Well, there was that time there was an earthquake and there was a sinkhole in Sakata, and a girl fell down a hole, and then the hole sealed up, which sounds like something out of a film. That sounds horrible. That happened, so it's not perfectly safe, but it's safer, that's for sure. Chris, will you upload the cycle schedule? I still don't know how to pronounce that word. Depends on the country. Will you upload the cycle schedule to Patreon? Says Zachary. Yes, I might, but then I don't know the schedule myself, really. It's going to be kind of made up as we go. But I do have a general map, and I will tell you the map route. And if, as I said, if any of you guys think that you're going to be on the route somewhere, do let us know, and I will make an effort. There was somebody, I can't remember who, somebody on here did message me saying they're going to be somewhere on the route, and we're going to try and meet up, and that'll be really cool. I'd love to put you in a vlog. I'd love to stick you and your face in a vlog if you'll agree to it. So if you do bump into me, that could be your big moment of fame and glory of being on a being on a YouTube channel. So yeah, do keep an eye out. Chris, are you worried about North Korea? No. And the reason I'm not worried about North Korea is Donald Trump has fixed everything. Yeah, nothing can possibly go wrong now. No, it's in all seriousness, does it like North Korea and South Korea seem to be friends again now? They've put it all behind them, so that's good. So I'm not worried about North Korea. It's good. Chris, have you considered getting a PO box or something of the sort? And then Christy Goddard said, he needs a PO box, but he usually ignores our request. Haha, I've called you out. Well, it's one of those things. I do want people to send me stuff. I do quite enjoy it, but I don't have I do have an address now that I could use, I suppose. But I was worried about what people would send. We did it before, and it was actually quite successful. So there's no reason we can't do it. I could get the address of Tokyo Creative, the guys that I work with, and that could work. So I'll look into it. PO box for Tokyo Creative, and then my stuff could go there. That could work. So yes. Canada and the UK share the same humour. Chris, I find your humour quite funny. Brilliant. I'll have that. Would you say that Canadian humour and American humour is different then? Is there a difference there? I've always wondered. I can't tell, but yeah, don't know. Canadian people, American people watching this, are they different? How are they different? Let me know. Hope it's not pissing down rain the entire cycle ride. You and me both. That could actually ruin the cycle. Genuinely, I'm quite worried about that. Like September now is the rainy season, so we were smart not to cycle now. There was originally the plan was to cycle now in September, but hopefully the rain will go away and all will be well. Even though there is a tornado, not a tornado, a typhoon this week, so a bit worrying. What's the most offensive thing a Japanese person has said to you? I don't know, actually. I don't think this is a good bit of news, and it's also a boring answer. Nobody in Japan has ever really offended me. in a way that's left me shocked or uncomfortable or making me feel like unwelcome. That's the honest truth. If somebody did insult me, then I'd be the first to tell you and the first to talk about it. But it actually hasn't ever happened. So yeah, nothing really. The only thing that does annoy me sometimes is if you go into like a restaurant or something, or you walk past some people, sometimes you'll hear them go, "Oh my God, it's a foreigner," and that doesn't annoy me, but it's a little bit annoying, isn't it? Something about that a little bit annoying. Also, the other day I was walking down by a river in Sendai, strolling along, getting my 10,000 steps in, like I do every day, and these 3 girls walked past. They must have been teenagers. They must have been at high school, and they walked past me, and I turned right to go down some steps to walk off somewhere. And as I turned, I heard like a camera shutter, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I turned around, and 2 of the girls were just taking photos of my back. And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? What's going on there?" And that can happen. Like, I do find people sometimes try to take a sneaky photo of you. Not in a, well, it can happen in a bad way on Tokyo trains. But I think it's just because I was a foreigner. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I looked weird or funny that day. I think it was just because I was a foreigner just walking around, and that happened. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever had that, but yeah, don't be surprised. Sometimes it happens. People just want to take a photo, but they're too scared, they're too shy to ask you if for a photo. So they'll just try and take it. Chris, what is the brand of your wristwatch thing that you have? Says Bogdan. The brand of my wristwatch, my Fitbit, is a Fitbit. Yeah, it's a Fitbit. The reason I didn't say that in the videos was because whilst I mentioned I had a fitness tracker, I didn't want to say Fitbit because I thought people might think it was like sponsored or something. So yeah, but it's a Fitbit and it's pretty good. If you do want to get 10,000 steps in, and you do want to, you know, measure your fitness and daily stuff, do get a Fitbit. They're pretty good, actually. I've really enjoyed it. Best feature is it can track your sleep, and I've got really enjoyed tracking my sleep. And it's showed me that my sleep quality is not very good. I don't seem to sleep very well, and that might explain these terrible bags under my eyes and why I need so much coffee. Chris, which challenge is your favourite from what you've done? Says DD Superstar. Challenge. Which challenge? In terms of challenge, what challenges have I done? I don't even know what challenges I've done. Natsuki the movie was a challenge. The Monster Gyoza was a challenge. That was not my funnest challenge. That was the least fun thing I've ever done, I think. I really enjoyed the Wanko Soba noodle challenge. That was a blast. That was fucking fun. Yeah, probably that. Back in 2014 when Natsuki and I did the noodle challenge, we have to shot lots of noodles. That's a classic video. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, probably my favourite challenge. And the cycle challenge, hopefully, that'll be even more entertaining. Is there any more merchandise in the works? Says Zachary. Yes, there is going to be some merchandise in the works. I'm actually thinking, I can't remember who wrote it earlier, Korewa Pendes. I'm thinking that needs to be a shirt. I think that needs to be a shirt. I've always said that I'd make a fucking good shirt because Japanese people would love it, and all foreigners who know that phrase. And I mean, if there's any phrase you know in Japanese, it's going to be Korewa Pendes, let's face it. So I thought that'd be quite a fun design. Korewa Pendes, and have like a big fucking pen. So yes, that's the merchandise I'm going to do. Yeah, Korewa Pendes. Let's get it done. Is the tattoo hate getting better in Japan? Coming from a guy with sleeves and a full back tattoo who wants to go to Japan, is it a problem? It's still a problem, unfortunately. Yeah, it does suck. If you've got a tattoo, it's difficult to get a job in Japan, or you have to hide it. If you're working in Japan, you have to conceal your tattoo, and often you can't go in hot springs, unfortunately, unless they are a tattoo-friendly place. If you've got a little tattoo, you can just stick a plaster on. Sometimes they give you a little plaster or band-aid, as you call it in North America. Don't know what band-aid, such a different name. Yeah, you can put it on your tattoo, but if you've got a full back tattoo, don't know how that's going to work unless you plaster your entire back and hide it, but that might cause problems of its own. So yeah, I'm afraid Hot springs might be out the picture. Gyms might be out the picture. But other than that, it'll be fine. Like, it won't affect you if you're just traveling around, apart from those things, yeah. Just get the Apple Watch like a normal person, says Martine. No, I'm not going to get an Apple Watch. Although a friend actually offered to get me one the other day as a present for getting 1 million subscribers, and I said no. Just because I like the simplicity of a Fitbit. Yeah, it can't do as much as an Apple Watch, but I like simple things. Like my watch, which is somewhere over there, is really slim and thin. It's very minimalistic. And I like things that are nice and minimalistic. I don't like overcomplicated stuff. And I feel that the Apple Watch is very complicated and would just get annoying, and I'd probably break it and fall off the... Let's face it, I am going to fall off the bike at some point. God forbid. It's going to happen. If I make 2,000 kilometers without falling off a fucking bike, I'll be amazed. So I'm going to fall off at some point. And if I am wearing a $500 Apple Watch, I think that would be a pretty depressing thing. That and breaking my arm and face. That'd probably be worse, to be honest. But yes, that's all the more reason not to get an Apple Watch. Chris, did you have any copies of your videos that were taken down by YouTube that you can share with us? Says Adam. I could do. There's no reason I can't. I'll make a note of that. It's really, I've had a lot of videos taken down by YouTube recently because I was very stupid. But before 2 years ago, I often used to use copyrighted soundtracks in my videos, and it's come back to fuck me now because YouTube or Sony has had a crackdown on people using copyrighted soundtracks. So a lot of my videos have been taken down, sadly, and I don't know what to do. I could upload them to A Broad Perspective, or I could certainly make them private and let you guys on Patreon watch them. I don't know. What do you think? I think A Broad Perspective, but I'll make a note of that. Share videos. I'm stuck at writing on this kind of way. Share videos that were taken down. And also Korewa Pendes. What a thing to write down. Korewa Pendes. There you go. Make a note of that. Okay. Does Pete Donaldson have tattoos? Says Fran. He does. He does. If you've ever seen Monkey Island, or if you ever played Monkey Island, one of the greatest video games of the 90s, Pete Donaldson has a tattoo of Guy Brush Threepwood? Fuck, I can't remember his name. The protagonist from Monkey Island. He's got like a big one of him on his leg, and it's really cool. Even Ryotaro, and I guess you guys don't know this, but even Ryotaro has a tattoo on his arm right here. If you go back, and it's great, but it's also annoying because I have to Photoshop it out. I have to use like special CGI special effects to get rid of his bloody tattoo every time I make a video, because he can't have people know about it for the sake of his brand, or for the sake of him just being a Japanese guy, right? Guybrush Threepwood, yes, that's it. I did have it right. It's just an awkward name to say. Guybrush Threepwood, yes, love him. Yeah, Ryotaro's got a tattoo. I have to use special effects to blur it out. But if you go back and look at the recent video where Ryotaro and I climbed that fucking mountain and went in that waterfall of freezing, horrible water, you can see that I've blurred out part of his arm somewhere around here. So you can't see it. But yeah, you missed a spot in the last Ryotaro video. I spotted it, says Christy. There you go. Maybe I did that deliberately because I wanted people to see it. Or maybe I was just too lazy to finish blurring it out. But yeah, there's a few videos I've had to do it, and it's really annoying because it takes ages to like get rid of it on the video editing. So yes, I don't even know what it's of. I can't remember what Ryotaro's tattoo even is. I should get a photo of it, put it on Patreon. But yeah, no, he's got a tattoo, as does Pete Donaldson, as does Sharla in Japan. She's got a tattoo. Everyone's got a tattoo except me. I feel left out. I'm rubbish. I want a tattoo. I want a tattoo. But I spend so much time in hot springs that it would be a nightmare, I think. I just, yeah, be a lot of added stress. But I think I do want a tattoo one day. Maybe next year. Maybe on the cycle. That could be like a dare or a challenge. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I'd do that. Do that, yeah. Send that in as a challenge, guys. One of you send that in someday. one of the days during the challenge, right, Chris should get a tattoo of something and make it something good, please. And I'll do it. I'll get them to pick that out and put it in the machine, and hopefully it'll come out. That'd be quite cool. Get a tattoo. Yeah, that'd be an all. I'm gonna make a note of that. Get this. Look at all this. These great notes. See, these Q&A things. I'm supposed to be answering your questions, but you're actually giving me great ideas. This is the real reason I do the Ask Abroad live shows. Inspiration. Get a tattoo as a challenge. Yeah, put that down. That's the kind of challenge I'm talking about. Yeah, fucking yeah. Don't know what kind of challenges, and I'm going to put this to you now, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes reading out your ideas from all 57 of you. What challenge would you like me to do on a cycle? If you could see me do a challenge, and it could be anything, it could be to do with meeting someone, it could be eating something, drinking something, going somewhere, finding some sort of obscure object. What Zachary says, we enjoy being the brainstorming team. Yes, good. Yeah, it could be anything. What would you like to put to me? What challenge would you like to see me do? Other than getting a tattoo, of course. And again, as to what the tattoo should be, let me know. Yeah, what challenges would you like to see us do? What would spice it up and take things to the next level? Because this cycle, as well as being a physical challenge, which is probably going to destroy me and my legs and my arms and everything, and as well as being a creative challenge to try and vlog every day, it's also just want it to be just a crazy, wacky, ridiculous thing that anyone can enjoy and watch. So yeah, it'd be quite cool to see what happens. Eat 50 eggs. What, in one day? That would fucking, I would die. That's not a challenge. That's just suicide. Cycle barefoot for a leg of the journey. See, that could work. There's no reason that couldn't work, but it would hurt, and it could give me blisters, which could then sabotage the rest of the cycle. But it's an interesting one. I'll give you that. Not eating deep fried foods during the whole trip. That's not a challenge. These challenges. This is what's going to happen. These great challenges will come, and I'll be like, no, I can't do that. Maybe not eat fried foods for 1 hour of the trip. That's doable. Wheelie competition, says Jennifer. How long can you pop a wheelie for on your bike? Probably about 1 second before I fall over and break my arm. Sober noodle challenge, then ride. Sober noodle challenge? Do you mean the wanker sober noodle challenge and then ride? I'll just explode and there'll be noodles everywhere. I want to see you dad dancing, says Imola. Dad dancing? What's that? I can dance amazingly. I can't, actually. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to regret saying that. Yeah, maybe we could put a dance in there. Do an entire vlog in Japanese. That could be interesting. There's no reason that couldn't happen. The only problem would be, given our little amount of time to edit, our little window of opportunity to edit every day in the evening and the morning, we would have to put subtitles on the whole thing, which could be a little bit of a problem, but it's definitely not impossible. Yeah. I challenge you to go down a mountain bike trail during the cycle. Could do that. Eat sweet chili chicken wings. Eat sweet chili wings, says Snaggletooth. That's not a challenge. That's a fucking good idea, and I probably will do that just by virtue of eating stuff on the trip. Do a drone race against Okino Television. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll crash it into his face as well. That'd be priceless. Who's the cameraman, camera girl? Says DD Superstar. The cameraman / camera girl is about 5 or 6 different people. There is never one dedicated camera person, so that's why I never say who it is. But actually, on the cycle, as well as me being the cameraman holding the camera, we are going to have the aforementioned Chris Okino TV guy who's going to help. So yeah, he'll probably be doing a fair bit of camera work. Please eat a famous dish from each local area you visit, says Debbie. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen, just because I need to eat, and it makes sense, right? Because Japan likes to big up their local dishes. Like in Japan, everywhere has at least one unique dish. That is definitely going to happen. So that's a good idea. That's not a challenge. That's just something we're going to do every single episode, actually. There'll be at least one food dish in every episode, I think. Matthew says, you should find the most expensive strawberry in Japan. The record so far is 3,500 yen for a single strawberry. That's quite a lot, but they're not a lot, given that I've heard of watermelons that go for like thousands of dollars. So yeah, I could do that. I'll eat a single strawberry for 3,000 yen. Learn what it took to be a taiko mochi. Is that the thing they batter with a hammer? Can't remember. How about a try not to laugh challenge? Yeah, I could do that. But I must admit, I'm quite a cynical person. It takes a lot to make me laugh. Unless I'm, yeah, I think that's be quite hard. We'll do that. We could definitely do that. Drink lots of sake and then run up a large hill, says Matthias. Yeah, I'm going to do that. One thing we're going to do, what I'm definitely going to do, is about 4 or 5 days into the cycle, we're going to arrive in Niigata, right? Niigata Station. And in Niigata Station, and I've covered this before, there are sake vending machines. There's about 200 vending machines selling sake from nearly every single sake factory in Niigata Prefecture. And I'm going to go in there, and I think at that point, we're going to be joined by Joey, the anime man, who's going to join for at least 3 or 4 days. He's going to come, and we can have like a drinking challenge, and then probably cycle with a hangover. That could be quite fun, I imagine. That'll happen. Teach Natsuki a tongue twister. We can do that. That's always fun. I enjoy doing that. Borrow someone's dog for a day, says Gratz. But how am I going to borrow someone's dog? Just steal someone's dog while I'm on the bike and ride off with it. That could work. That could be quite fun, as well as being the way that I get deported. Borrow someone's dog for a day. 100% Japanese episode gets my vote, says Deco Code. Hire an Oji-san, hire an old man for a day. Yeah, could do that. Of course, in Japan, you can hire a family. That's not impossible. How about a riding portion of the route on a child-sized bike? Yeah, could do. Could be painful. Could be very painful. The cup has been empty for a while now, you muppet, says Rook Steps. Yeah, I know, it's been empty. I'm still clutching to it, though. I do this in a lot of these live shows. I run out of my drink, right? You've seen it happen. I run out my drink, and then I clutch it, wanting more. Like, I feel like maybe if I'm kind of like Jesus, and if I hold on to the cup, I can like magic more. Like when Jesus magicked more fish and bread in the book, that Bible book. Maybe I could do that. Maybe coffee will magically appear. Hasn't happened yet. Fuck. Convince a local that you are an international. Yes, convince a local Japanese person that you are an international TV personality, says Zachary. Yeah, that could be a great challenge. That'd be hilarious. There's no reason that couldn't happen. Make a friend with a local from every single prefecture you visit and feature them and their life story in a video. Yes, that's what when I originally thought about this cycle, that's the idea I had. Like, go and interview people, get their story, find out what makes them special and what they do for a living. That could be really fun. That could work. I'd like to do that, definitely. Eat every single special Kit Kat from the region, although I find it is a problem to find special ones anywhere. Yeah, could do that. That makes sense. I love Kit Kats. That wouldn't be a difficult challenge. I'm liking all the challenges with the food so far, except maybe Fran's challenge of a hot pepper challenge. Don't know how keen I am on that one. Do another Q&A with Joey. Yeah, could do some more stuff with the anime man. Do a Q&A with Pete Donaldson. Yes, that'll happen, absolutely. Here's a challenge to do right now. Get a coffee and bring the camera with you. All right, fine. Dun, 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 dun. We've never done this. For those of you that are still here watching the Patreon live show, I think it's the first time I've actually walked around with a camera. Let's put it there. Let's get a drink. Now, I'll give you the grand tour of my kitchen. Here is here's like the postcard corner. from different places I've been. There's Hong Kong, went there for New Year's in this year. What else we got? Yokohama, that's quite cool. Recommend that. And that's basically it. These are just postcards that look nice of places. Here's my underwhelming kitchen, as you can see here. Some bread, coffee, an assortment of herbs, oregano. Yeah, it's a pretty underwhelming kitchen. It's fucking small as well. Look at how small it is. That's the kitchen. Sucks. So fucking small. But hey, I can't complain. Wow, it feels like a real cooking show, says Chantel. Yeah, such. By me showing you oregano, it's instantly a cooking show. Here's my really untidy room where the magic happens. Camera there, sofa there, a wall there that's been ruined by the sofa. Look at that. A desk there, covered in post-it notes. All the crazy shit I've got to do in the next week. This is pretty bad. I try and keep it out of shot. This is the pile of cardboard I've got to throw out because I get a lot of stuff from Amazon. I have a lot of boxes and I've got to throw it all away. What else have we got over here? We've got the Fitbit, yeah. Some stuff there. It's a pretty underwhelming room, isn't it? It's a pretty underwhelming room indeed. And then over here, we've got TV, some Mr. Snuggles. There he is. This old fella. It's been a while. It's been a while since we last caught up. My friend got this as well, which is absolutely fucking terrifying. Somebody screenshot that quick. Good. I hope somebody did it. Do it again. There we go. We can use that for the thumbnail. We can use it somewhere. Look at his face. Look at his terrifying fucking face. It makes Mr. Snuggles look friendly. Absolutely terrifying. But yeah, this is my apartment, and it's all right. It's pretty. It's okay. Honestly, I recently visited my friend in the UK back in February, and they've got like a house, and I was so envious and jealous, and yeah, I felt very envious. But in Japan, you're always going to be paying a lot of money for a relatively small place. So yeah. Did you enjoy the apartment tour? Did that make you happy? What comments have we got? Oh my God, it's so dynamic, says John. Yes, definitely. Be risky, have tea. Oh, the fuck, I forgot the cup. I left it over in the kitchen. After all that, we went all the way to get some water. We didn't even get it back. So this is what it would be like if I was a Twitch streamer person. I could just walk around all day and do this, and it'd be great. There's a cat there. Another cat. Lots of teddy bears and things in here. One thing I did when we got this apartment, I tried to get loads of fake plants. So there's one, two, three, and four over there. And the idea behind that, the idea behind all the fake plants was to try and make this tiny, crappy apartment seem like it was nicer. And another trick, if you ever move to Japan, or if you ever live somewhere that's tiny and small and crap like this, get a mirror there and a mirror there. Get mirrors. Just get loads of fucking mirrors in your rooms. Put a mirror everywhere because it just makes things feel bigger. It's like you just feel like the room's twice as big just by having a mirror. It's like a life hack, apartment hack. There you go. Thank you for the tour. I love the cat. You should get a Twitch channel, Chris. There you go. I guess it's time to wrap things up, guys. It's been an hour and a half. This has been a fun one. Considering I've been very tired all day, I seem to be very alive now. I think it must have been the coffee. That and the McDonald's I had 2 hours ago might have helped a bit. I don't know. Who bought the anxiety cat? A friend of mine. I thought it'd be a good present for hitting 1 million subscribers, and instead, it's just made me feel very, very uncomfortable. I mean, look at it. One last time. Look at it. Look at this cat. What is going on there? Who thought that was a good idea? it just sits there and it just sort of stares at me, and it's like it knows something. It knows something that I don't, and it scares me, really scares me. Anyway, that's all for now, guys. Gonna wrap things up. I can't believe this is the last stream before the cycle. Hopefully the cycle goes well, and of course we will be doing at least one, certainly maybe 2 streams along the way. Certainly one on here on Patreon. Maybe we'll do a stream on the YouTube channel itself for the first time ever. That could be done. But yeah, it's been fun. Delicious, tasty water, wonderful. You bought that for 1 million subscribers. Ha ha ha. I didn't buy it. A friend bought it. If you think that's how I celebrate getting 1 million subscribers, getting this fucking cat, no. I celebrated 1 million subscribers by having like a McDonald's. That's basically all I did. Yeah. Yes. But yeah, no, that's cool. God, I feel really hot now. See, that's why I can't do Twitch streaming, because I can't carry a camera around. I just get tired, which is a really worrying sign, given I'm about to embark on a 2,000-kilometer cycle. Shit. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining. And I'll see you very soon. No matter where you might be, out there in the big wide world, thanks for joining. Have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely Saturday, a good Sunday. And I'll see you all very soon. And let's get this cycle underway. There'll be new things, new updates, news coming out in the next few days, as well as the map of the route as well. So if you are in Japan during the cycle, let us know where you are. Let us know where you're going to be, and I'll bloody meet you. I will. I promise. If you're in Japan, try and meet us. It'll be really cool. I'll give you a free drink and I'll sign something. All right, guys. See you later. Beatbox outro. Beatbox outro. Okay. 3, 2, 1.